The guests seemed to be enjoying the celebration they attended. Unlike most people, the two madams sitting among the guests appeared anxious as they watched the door where the guests were coming in. Finally, what they had been waiting for arrived. A neatly dressed young man confidently entered, accompanied by another man. They were, without a doubt, their friends. See, JK didn't come with a girl. Oh no, I feel like fainting if JK really turns out to be into guys now, especially when there's a trend of handsome guys liking other handsome guys. A few minutes later, the other lady felt chaotic when she saw a sweet girl in a beautiful peach-colored dress with freely flowing hair. She walked alone, engrossed in giggles, playing with her phone, until she bumped into someone in front of her. She was Park Yin. The other lady was even patting her forehead, panting heavily, witnessing her daughter's absurd behavior. That's my daughter. Oh my, I don't know what to say. Jian JK, a young man with an athletic and handsome physique, sat there with his friends, qualifying as the dream man for every woman. There, JK sat with his friends, and next to them, there was a gathering of girls who were also their friends. Shortly after, Yin was seen waving her hand towards them while walking closer. The beautiful girl had already stirred the hearts of his many friends, wanting to date her. Unfortunately, Yin wasn't the sensitive type when it came to love. Oh, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten since last year. Instead of sitting right away, Yin took a spoonful of food from her friend's plate, ate it directly from Lisa's plate into her mouth, and then sat next to JK. After swallowing her food perfectly, Yin reached for JK's suit sleeve and wiped it on her mouth to clean the leftover sauce like a napkin. As a result, some lipstick color from her lips stuck to JK's suit sleeve. You're really used to doing that, huh? Here, use this tissue to wipe it. JK immediately took a tissue from the table and wiped Yin's mouth with it. Oh JK, my lipstick got ruined. It's a mess. No, it's fine. Still looks neat. Still good. Meanwhile, their friends remained silent, smiling as they observed the interaction between them. Lisa shook her head, feeling amused by the two of them. Both of you, consider your age. Our other friends are already taking care of their children, but you two are still dealing with your feelings endlessly. No one is sensitive to childish. Come on, their brains stopped developing 10 years ago, so simple emotional matters between them, they either don't understand or pretend to be ignorant. What are you talking about? Whose feelings are not dealt? Can't you stop shipping the two of us? How many times have we said we're just friends? Now, it was JK's turn to be met with accusatory looks from Lisa and V. I have no comment. The stern clearing of the throat successfully made the four of them turn. Meanwhile, their other friends had been busy with their own world. The two madams who had been observing them all along happened to be JK and Yin's mothers. They now stood near them with serious expressions. JK, Yin, after this, you two are not allowed to go anywhere. Come home with us. The ultimatum made Yin and JK exchange confused glances. Currently, they were attending the wedding of their college friend, who his parent happens to be their former professor and also an acquaintance of Yin and JK's parents. Eventually, Yin and JK's mothers went to the wedding party together, while their children chose to go with their college friends. 30 minutes later. JK, why do you think our moms are so serious about us going with them? Yin asked as they were in JK's car, heading home. They lived next to each other. JK, what do you think? What's wrong with us? JK remained silent, seemingly lost in thought. JK, I'm talking here. Why are you so quiet? JK still stayed silent, but started to exhale. JK, why am I being ignored? I don't know either, baby. Finally, Yin fell silent. JK often called her that, but only on specific occasions, not all the time. Because of its frequent use, Yin considered it a casual thing. Yin immediately got out after the black car pulled over in front of a large house. She walked quickly to catch up with JK and slowed her pace when their steps were aligned. Why do I feel uneasy, JK? Honestly, JK also felt worried, but he tried to remain calm in front of Yin. JK was equally concerned as Yin. Is this because my mom caught me? JK shook his head slightly, then turned briefly to look at Yin beside him. Sighing in frustration, JK stepped into his house. In the main room, he found Yin's parents and his parents sitting side by side on the sofa. Yin, JK, sit over there. JK's mother ordered, pointing to the sofa in front of them. Reluctantly, Yin followed JK's mother's command. What's going on here? Yin started to look confused while placing sofa cushions on her lap. Meanwhile, JK's father suddenly straightened his sitting position and glanced at Yin and JK alternately. So, here's the thing, you two. You both have to get married by the end of this year. JK's mother cut in quickly. What? Huh? Sweetheart, we need to give them an explanation. You can't just drop it on them like that. He interjected to his wife, disregarding the two shocked individuals as if their lives had just been taken away. JK's mother fanned her face anxiously. No, honey, I can't beat around the bush anymore. A moment later, she pointed her foldable fan towards his son. I suspected why JK kept changing girlfriends out there. Perhaps it was just to cover up that he's not straight, he's gay. Mom, don't talk nonsense. JK immediately protested against his mother in annoyance. What do you mean, nonsense? JK's mother glared at her son exactly like the antagonist character whose face was zoomed in a drama. I saw you with V in your bedroom at our restaurant without wearing shirts. His mother's accusation sharply directed towards her son. Meanwhile, JK rubbed his face in frustration. It seems like my mom needs to stop watching soap operas or dramas. Maybe you should quit TV for a while, Mom. I've explained it multiple times. At that time, V was changing into my clothes because hers got spilled with coffee, and I entered coincidentally wearing only a towel after a shower. JK was actually reluctant to explain that ridiculous incident again. It happened when his mother visited their restaurant and intended to meet JK in his bedroom. Unfortunately, all she witnessed was a misunderstanding. Every night, I suffer and catch a cold worrying about JK. Just imagine, a 27-year-old man who has never introduced his girlfriend to his parents. Seriously. Well, that's true. Why don't you ever get serious when dating any girl? At most, it lasts only for 3 months, right? Park Yin. Yin, startled at her mother's shout, tensing up as she found Yin's mother equally furious as JK's mother. It seemed like she was ready to devour her alive. Do you think you're better than JK? Every night, I get a headache thinking about you, Yin. At the age of 27, you're still single, not interested in any man at all? Do you want to make me die standing? How could you say that, Mom? I adhere to the principle marry not because of age, but because the time is right. I don't want to make the wrong choice. Anyway, you two have to get married by the end of this year. Yin's mother reiterated the main topic. Aunt, getting married is not a trivial matter. Turning our friendship into a marital relationship is not as easy as it sounds. JK's mother interjected. Who said you have to marry Yin? Huh? Yin and JK were both confused, their brows furrowed. But earlier, Aunt, you were the one telling us to get married. Yin's father, who had been silently observing, suddenly burst into laughter. So, you two really want to be matched, huh? The teasing from Yin's father successfully made JK and Yin feel embarrassed and awkward. Both of them truly didn't understand what their parents meant. Yin, JK. The call made JK and Yin turn to Yin's father. Actually, we considered arranging you two, but we realized we didn't want to make you regret it in the future because of our selfishness. Find your respective partners. You don't have to get married by the end of the year. Just bring someone to us whom you believe you will spend a lifetime with. Yin's heart fluttered hearing her father's words. She had just been swayed by her own thoughts, and her mind and body were jerked back to reality upon hearing JK's mother's ultimatum. But if by the end of the year, you fail to find a serious partner, the following year, we will arrange your marriage. JK and Yin were both shocked to hear the threat. JK and Yin are now inside JK's car, moving at a moderate speed, and neither of them is saying a word. They both remain silent, each grappling with their own turmoil, busy battling their thoughts and feelings. Yin messes up her disheveled long hair, then takes a long sigh before turning to JK. JK has taken off his suit, and his shirt sleeves are casually rolled up to his elbows. Yin never denies JK's handsomeness, JK's care for her all this time, his attention to her. But still, marrying JK is the last option in her life, and Yin is sure JK feels the same. Yin, are you okay? Okay with what? I'm stressed right now. Why would I want to be matched with my own friend? How does it feel? It's weird, you know. Do you feel that way? Of course. Don't you feel the same? All this time, you've been changing girlfriends. Why didn't you just introduce one to your mom? You've been flirting with many girls, but suddenly you're arranged to marry your childhood friend. Isn't it strange? JK doesn't answer. He just sighs softly, occasionally massaging his temples. They fall silent again, with neither of them willing to initiate a conversation. Until a few minutes later. JK, where are you going? Not going home? I'm sleepy. Home? I really don't want to go home where they'll boss me around. Then why did you get into my car earlier? Your house is next to mine. Why didn't you just go home? How would I know? If you go out, I go out too. I'm not staying alone in a lion's den. You probably want to sleep at the restaurant, right? I'll come along. If I go home, my mom will give me another ultimatum. Fine then. JK turns the steering wheel to the right, even though his head is facing the outside mirror. He knows Yin's gaze is still fixed on him. It seems like Yin is lost in her own thoughts. GK. Yes, baby. What if I try dating? Well, go ahead and give it a try. But don't go for just random guy. What kind of guy do you think is just random? Someone who won't make you cry. I don't want you crying and coming to me like before, complaining about a guy asking me to handle him, like what happened back then. Just make sure if you're dating this time, it's not with some jerk. Because, in the end, I'll be the one dealing with him if you end up crying again. Ugh, I'm confused. How do I know if he's good or not from the start? In that case, why don't you date someone whose personality you already know? Well, who? If it's a friend of mine, it's weird. I can't date a friend. That's strange. What's so strange about it? You always find things strange from the beginning. It is strange, isn't it? Don't you feel it's strange? Nah, I don't think it's strange. It's you who feels it's strange, not me. I'm confused. I can't handle this on my own. JK refuses to answer further. He just sighs, shaking his head. Looks like everyone has gone home. Yin comments, trailing behind JK. Obviously, it's past midnight. JK inserts the key and turns it before pushing the glass door, hanging a close sign in front of him. As they step inside, only a few ceiling lights provide illumination in the otherwise dim space. JK, I'm hungry. Yin half whines her complaint. JK, who just locked the door, passes by the slow-walking Yin. Yeah, hold on, I'll check. There might be leftover steak in the fridge. Do you want steak? Yes, please. 15 minutes later, they both eat in the spacious restaurant, being the only ones in the room. Yin eats eagerly. She's genuinely hungry. JK sits across from her, eating while occasionally observing her. Until a short while later, the food and drinks in front of them are completely gone. Yin smiles contentedly at JK. Thanks, JK. You're really kind, preparing food for me. I always follow your wishes. You just never realize it. JK's eyes focus on the area around her lips, slightly stained by steak sauce. His hands reflexively clean that part around her lips. Since childhood, you've always been messy when eating, haven't you? It hasn't changed until now. Yin remains silent, allowing JK's fingers to clean her lips. Yin admires him. He's always kind to her. She wants to find a husband as kind as JK treats her, but until now, she hasn't found one. No one approaches her the way JK does. No one is as attentive, as willing to spend time, as caring as JK. That's why Yin rarely accepts expressions of love from other men. No one is like JK, even though JK is just her best friend. If only JK weren't her best friend, she would have pursued him to be her boyfriend. Unfortunately, JK is her best friend. After they finish their meal, both of them walk towards the door with a sign that reads staff only. Stepping inside, they then climb the stairs that immediately caught their eyes. Upon reaching the top, JK's organized workspace came into view, with a neatly arranged laptop, books, and sticky notes attached to his desk calendar. Unlike most men Yin knew, JK was the type who loved order, making him successful at a young age. If JK's workspace was usually entered by the restaurant staff for reports and such, there was another wooden door on the right. No one was allowed to enter that room. It was JK's private space. This is JK's rest area. There's a bathroom, a 2-door fridge, a small kitchen to avoid going up and down frequently, a flat screen TV facing the bed, and a sofa against the wall. JK entered the bathroom, while Yin started to take off the dress she had been wearing since the party. Then she jumped onto the bed in a tank top and black shorts, the underlayer of her previous attire. A few minutes later, JK came out of the bathroom, wearing his sleep shirt and pants. He looked towards Yin, who was playing with her phone while hugging a pillow on the bed. This wasn't the first time they shared a room. Realizing JK had come out of the bathroom, now it was Yin's turn to clean up in the bathroom. After a few minutes, Yin began to apply her nighttime skincare routine. She started sitting at the vanity table Yin bought 2 years ago and placed in JK's room casually. Yin's belongings were plentiful in JK's room, to the point where she was confused about the true owner of the room. This happened because JK's family restaurant was very close to Yin's workplace. If Yin didn't feel like going home, she would undoubtedly rest here. While applying her skincare, Yin observed JK's reflection, who was lying comfortably on top of the bed, playing with his phone. JK, are you sure you'll find a girlfriend on this year? Not gonna happen. Why are you so pessimistic? During this time, you could easily get a girlfriend. How many EXEs do you have? It's quite a lot, right? I have 4 EXEs. Does that count as many? Well, it's a lot. I only have 1. So, why don't your relationships last long with your EXEs? Why are you even asking? Do you think anyone would stick around with a guy like me who has female best friends and is always taken care of by me? Do you think they wouldn't get jealous? Yin stops what she's doing, feeling uneasy. So, you broke up because of me. Why didn't you tell me? I would have kept my distance if you had a girlfriend to avoid causing a breakup. That's exactly why I didn't want to tell you. I knew you would avoid me. Yin looks at JK in the mirror reflection, while JK continues playing with his phone, responding to Yin's statements. What if your future girlfriend gets jealous all the time? That's why I won't find a match forever. Don't say that. I feel guilty now. Because of me, you're single. Do you feel guilty now? This time, JK puts away his phone, showing more interest in Yin's response. Well, a little guilty, but not much. You never said anything all this time, and I thought it was not a big deal to you. Yeah, it's not a problem for me, but it is for my girlfriends. They can't accept you, and I accept that. I told you earlier, I didn't know it would be a problem. You should have told me. Then you would avoid me, right? It's better for me to break up. Why like that? If you keep doing this, you'll keep breaking up with your girlfriends. How many girls are you going to date before it stops? That's why I've stopped dating now. Don't be like that. You have to date to find a girlfriend this year. What about you? I have to date too, so I can find a boyfriend. Hearing this, JK is disgusted again. He goes back to playing with his phone, looking visibly annoyed. He has no intention of answering any more questions from Yin about this issue. Be prepared to come crying to me if your relationships keep breaking like before. I won't care anymore. JK, why are you like this? It's your fault for choosing the wrong guy. But I told you, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know people's personalities in the beginning. I also said, that's why find a guy you really know. Don't go on blind dates, don't date someone you just met. Well, how am I supposed to date my friends? What's wrong with that? I just find it weird. I'm confused dealing with you. If I date a friend, then break up, it means losing both a partner and a friend at the same time. It feels strange to remain friends after a breakup. So, that's your reason. Yin nods slowly, looking directly at JK this time, not through the mirror reflection, as she's ready to apply her night skincare. If you date your friend, then get married. There won't be a breakup because you're already married, right? It can work like that. Is there a divorce? It still seems like a breakup. Yin, why do you always think negatively? What if he's mean to me? I can't ask for a breakup because we're married, but I can ask for a divorce. That's why you shouldn't ask for a divorce. What if he's really mean? That's why you should choose someone who is already good to you. Only you are already good to me. I don't know about others. Others might not be. According to you, only I am already good to you? Yes. In that case, just marry me. But you're my friend. It feels strange. Again, you want to say it's strange? Whatever, it's up to you. Finally, JK is annoyed. He covers himself with a blanket. Meanwhile, Yin starts walking to a different side of the bed and begins getting under the covers. I don't want us to get married because we're arranged. You're proposing to me, but you don't love me. You said I'm always good to you. You can feel that. That means I love you. But all this time, your love for me is because you see me just as a friend, nothing more. Baby. Do you think I ever called my previous girlfriends like that? I only called you that, but you still think it's ordinary until now? You're so oblivious. So, you really love me? Of course. Then why did you date other girls? Because I knew if I confessed my feelings, you'd reject me, with all sorts of weird reasons you might make up. I dated to make you jealous, but you still weren't jealous. I also dated to find out if there's someone truly suitable for me, but it turns out none of them are. In that case, I want to date someone first, so I can find out how my true feelings are. Fine, do whatever you want. Can I? You've already dated 4 times, and I've only dated once. Fine, go ahead and date. Just don't come crying to me if that guy makes you cry. Okay, not to you then. I'll probably cry alone. Are you sulking? You're so straightforward with me. If you're the one dating, you should bear the consequences. That's how it should be. Alright, I'm going to sleep. Sure, sleep well. Good night, baby. JK, I want a hug, is that okay? Sure, come here. Yin finally approaches, and JK hugs her. Once you have a boyfriend, we can't do this anymore. Hopefully, you and your boyfriend break up soon. Why are you like that? What should I do then? Should I be happy seeing you in a relationship? Why aren't you happy about me dating? You've dated 4 times. I've only dated once. That's not fair, you know? Fine. Go ahead and date. Let's give you a year. The next morning, JK woke up from his sleep, glanced beside him, and found that Yin was already awake. Faintly, he could hear Yin talking on the phone outside the room in the staff's special area. Finally, JK headed straight to the bathroom to brush his teeth and tidy up. After a few minutes, he came out of the room and saw Yin sitting at his work desk, playing with his phone, already neatly dressed. Yin had quite a few spare clothes here. Surprising to see you up so early. Usually, you sleep in until noon. Yes, I'm working today. I can't stay up long. Before that, I usually stayed here on Sundays. Oh right, I forgot. Anyway, let's go downstairs for breakfast, shall we? They both headed downstairs, entering the still closed restaurant. JK walked toward the kitchen area. About 3 hours later, his staff would come to prepare everything before opening. How did you sleep last night? Soundly? Of course, I slept well. You were hugging me. Suddenly. You guys? Yin facepalmed, realizing that a while ago, she had opened the restaurant door because her cousin said she was coming to pick her up. You guys? Jenny accidentally dropped her car keys in shock. She intended to pick up Yin early to go to work together, but she found something unexpected. Jenny, you came in so quietly. Suddenly you're just here. Let's not talk about my rival. Oh my god, no wonder it was so strange to see Yin here early in the morning. I can't believe I didn't suspect anything. So, all this time, were you two friends with benefits? Hearing the commotion, JK came out of the kitchen. Jenny, it's not what you think. You misunderstood. I've been suspicious of your closeness all this time. Turns out, there's more going on behind the scenes, huh? Don't tell me you've been sleeping together. JK snorted harshly, hearing what Jenny said. If you mean just sleeping, well, yeah. Not just sleeping, that's not what I meant. Sleeping with hugs, touches here and there, until screaming in pleasure. Yin laughed, looking at Jenny, then walked towards JK, who was standing nearby. Like this, you mean? Yin hugged JK tightly, keeping his eyes on Jenny with a mischievous look. Meanwhile, Jenny became more shocked seeing Yin openly hugging JK like that. Moreover, JK seemed unfazed and didn't reject Yin's embrace at all. Jenny could clearly sense that they were accustomed to and had often hugged each other like this. Watching the intimate scene, Jenny was suddenly hit with a mental breakdown. You too, so, you've been having sex all this time? No. JK and Yin answered in unison. Liar, you must love each other. If it's just friendship, you wouldn't hug each other like that. Seeing Jenny accusing them, Yin became more interested in teasing her. JK, try kissing me. If I faint from your kiss, it means I've fallen in love with you. Ack! Jenny screamed and ran out of the restaurant towards her car. Yin laughed triumphantly at Jenny's behavior, wondering what got into her this morning. As her attention returned to JK, unexpectedly, he planted a kiss on her lips, catching her by surprise. Suddenly, Yin blinked in shock. Normally, JK never kissed her for more than 2 seconds, and that was always due to JK being amused by her absurd behavior. However, this time, it could last longer than 5 seconds if she didn't push him away. Ugh, why did you kiss me? Jenny has already left, and besides, I was just joking to prank her. Yin looked annoyed while wiping her lips with her hand, even though she initially teased JK just to play a prank on Jenny. Yin became flustered when JK took a step closer. The serious expression on his face made her even more nervous and tense. You started all this, Yin. Don't you realize you've been teasing me a lot? I've been restraining myself. Huh, do you feel that way? Even if you didn't intentionally tease me, that's the reality. Besides, JK moved closer to Yin, whose body was now pinned against the table behind her. We'll be getting married soon, right? Instantly, Yin lost her ability to find the right words. JK, I have to go. Too late. JK swiftly caught Yin's waist and captured the girl's lips. Yin immediately resisted, but JK cupped her shoulder with one hand and gently kissed her lips. One of his hands began to caress her head, the other soothingly stroking her back. Unconsciously, Yin started to be captivated by his gentle kiss. The kiss lasted quite a while, slow and tender, careful not to be too passionate. Yin could feel the love and care within it. Once again, Yin was enchanted by the affection that JK bestowed upon her. Yin realized that her remaining sanity had been taken away as she silently enjoyed it. It was so addictive that she reciprocated. JK, the man in front of her, successfully overwhelmed her. After a few minutes, JK finally ended their kiss. He smiled, observing her blushing cheeks, and gently caressed one of her cheeks with his hand. But JK's smile turned into a look of confusion when he suddenly saw Yin frowning and looking annoyed. Baby, what's wrong? Why are you like this with me? Huh? I already said I still want to try dating someone else. Why bother trying to date again? Just let it be. You've dated 4 times. With that, Yin pushed JK away and quickly headed out of the restaurant. Baby. Yin paid no attention to JK's call. She left JK alone inside. This girl, seriously? JK still stood, shaking his head, adjusting his breath before returning to the kitchen to prepare his own breakfast. Jenny jolted as her car door was suddenly open, and Yin sat leaning against it with her eyes closed. What's up with you? Looks like you've been harassed by JK or something. Just drive the car for now. Yin answered without opening her eyes. Jenny followed Yin's request, driving her car out of the still closed restaurant parking area. So, what's your relationship with JK, Yin? Jenny couldn't stand the big question mark lingering in her mind any longer. Jenny, I don't want to talk about it right now. I'll drop you off if you don't spill the beans. Jenny threatened sternly, genuinely curious, but Yin refused to disclose what was really going on. Yin opened her eyes and shot a sarcastic look at Jenny. JK and I will be forced to marry each other if by the end of this year, we don't find our own partners. What the? Your parents are arranging your marriage? Yes, both my parents and his parents are matchmaking us. So, what do you think about it? I'm currently looking for a guy. Can you introduce me to someone? Seriously, you'd rather be with someone else than marry JK? That's the plan. I want to find a new guy. What about him? Is he willing to be arranged with you? He is willing. He said he's loved me all this time. So, he's willing. And he doesn't want me to find someone new. Well, he's willing. So why don't you want to? Just get married. It's so complicated. He's been in for relationships, and I've only had one. I want to date someone else, at least once or twice. Maybe I'll find someone better than him. Oh, my goodness, Yin, I don't understand your thought process. What's wrong with my thinking? I'll ask you then, do you think JK is a good guy? He's really good, really. So, why don't you want to be with him? We were initially friends, Jen. We've been friends since we were kids. So, it feels weird if he suddenly becomes my boyfriend, especially my husband. What's so weird about that? Your mind is really not normal, you know? Why are you all saying that? Yeah, right. Nothing weird. What's weird is your idea that friends can't become life partners. You're really strange, you know that? Whatever. I just want to try dating someone, and definitely not a friend. Later that evening. The clock shows 5 p.m. Yin has returned from work and is reluctantly going back to JK's restaurant. In the morning, Yin left the restaurant in a huff and as a result, left her wallet behind in JK's room on the 2nd floor. The atmosphere in the restaurant is quite lively this afternoon. The chatter of customers buzzes like bees, and the cream-uniformed waiters with brown aprons appear busy, moving back and forth with trays. Hey, Miss Boss, want to have lunch first, or go straight upstairs, Miss Boss? One of the waitresses, who is very familiar with her, asks. Initially, Yin didn't want to be called Miss Boss. But because the waitresses here were stubborn and reluctant to follow her instructions, Yin finally gave in and let them call her whatever they wanted. Let's just go upstairs. Is JK upstairs? He's upstairs, miss. He hasn't come down since this morning. Probably hasn't had lunch yet. He seems like the boss's mood is not good today, because when he came earlier, he didn't smile like usual, especially when it's busy like this. The boss usually comes down to check the situation, but this time, he seems indifferent. Alright then. Please get some food for him. I'll take it upstairs. Yes, Miss Boss. She responds with a salute, making Yin amused. Shortly afterward, she comes carrying a tray with a plate of steak, accompanied by potatoes, beans, and carrots, and a glass of mango juice. Yin goes straight upstairs to JK's office. Upon reaching there, she sees JK concentrating on something. JK's focus breaks when Yin places the tray on his desk. He only then notices Yin's arrival. Baby, eat this. Why haven't you eaten since earlier? Baby, are you still mad at me because of this morning? No. Yin immediately entered JK's room, leaving JK still watching her. Her initial goal was to grab her wallet, but upon seeing the comfortable bed, she decided to lie down for a moment. So comfortable. I'm tired. I just want to rest for a bit. In less than 3 minutes, her eyes started to feel heavy. Unconsciously, she fell asleep. JK is eating the food Yin brought earlier. For a moment, he glances toward his closed bedroom door. Yin hasn't come out yet. Eventually, JK continues his meal. He has been quite hungry. However, his piled up work and the less than pleasant mood due to the morning incident with Yin weigh on him. But seeing Yin still willing to come to him, finally, one of his worries is relieved. JK opens the door and enters his room. He sits on the edge of the bed, revealing Yin sleeping soundly. Slowly, he lowers his face, softly pressing his lips to Yin's, giving a gentle peck on her lips, moving up to her forehead, then to her right and left cheeks. Still watching Yin completely undisturbed in her sleep, JK holds back his laughter. Yin is utterly adorable to him right now. Finally, he covers Yin up to her neck, then exits the room and returns to work. 2 hours later, Yin wakes up from her sleep, noticing that her body is covered by a blanket. Yin distinctly remembers that she intended to sleep for just a short while, so she didn't use a blanket. Yin is sure that JK did this. Still reluctant to get out of bed, Yin suddenly remembers the morning kiss from JK. A smile forms on her lips. It is a longer kiss compared to the brief pecks JK used to give her. Yes, JK sometimes kisses her lips, but those are just brief pecks, and that habit started 5 years ago. Suddenly, old memories infiltrate her thoughts, causing her to rewind to the time when they were still in college. Flashback, 5 years ago. On that Sunday afternoon, as usual, JK was busy with his college assignments, while Yin seemed engrossed lying face down, watching a drama on her laptop on JK's bed. Observing the male lead, kissing the female lead made Yin smile shyly, prompting her to pause the drama as she couldn't handle the possibility of a hotter scene coming up. Her gaze then shifted to the side of the bed, precisely at the study table where JK was engrossed with his laptop. Yin suddenly became sour. She felt completely ignored since earlier. Understandably, a business major student working on his paper would be ambitious to complete his studies within 4 years. JK, you've been busy all this time. Why don't you take a break? It's okay. Just continue watching. I'll be done soon. Yin sighed in annoyance and returned to her drama. As expected, the next scene featured the main characters passionately kissing. Unconsciously, Yin diverted her attention due to embarrassment. What does a kiss feel like? She turned back to JK. GK. JK continued typing away, not turning towards Yin. GK, don't ignore me. What's wrong, baby? I've been busy. Don't disturb me. Just a moment, then I won't bother you anymore. JK continued typing without looking in Yin's direction. GK, can I ask for a kiss? Why are you suddenly asking to be kissed? JK asked calmly, not stopping his fingers from typing on his laptop keyboard. Just curious. Every time I watch a drama, there's always a kissing scene. My friends have all kissed their boyfriends. You must have kissed your girlfriends many times too, right, JK? No, I haven't kissed them. Why haven't you kissed them? Because I didn't want to. What if you want to kiss them later? So far, I haven't felt the need. Yin remained silent upon hearing JK's response, continuing to observe JK tirelessly typing on his laptop. JK, I'm curious about how a kiss feels. Won't you kiss me? JK stayed silent, not responding to anything. The only sound was the continuous tapping of the keyboard. JK, seriously, how does a kiss feel? In dramas, it seems romantic, but I find it a bit gross, don't you think? Just imagine something soft and wet sticking to your lips, like placing raw fish on them. JK ignored Yin's words. The only sound heard was the swift tapping of the keyboard. Or should I accept Jimin's invitation for a walk? Then, when he escorts me home, I can ask for a kiss. He'll probably agree, right? He likes me. Unexpectedly for Yin, her words this time managed to provoke a reaction from JK. JK suddenly stood up from his seat, knelt on the bed, then leaned down to land a brief peck on Yin's lips. The short peck, however, had the effect of freezing Yin's motor nerves. She didn't expect JK to actually fulfill her ridiculous request. Suddenly, Yin lost the oxygen supply around her. She stood frozen under JK's gaze, who was now staring at her intensely. You know how it feels now, right? So, don't ask other guys to kiss you. They might mistreat you just because you asked them to. JK woke up, stood up, and returned to his chair to continue his task. As if just realizing what had just happened, Yin was left stunned. Wow, you really kiss me. You were the one who asked for it. Well, yes, I did ask, but you said you had never kissed anyone before, even your past girlfriends. Why me? Okay, enough. I'm working on my assignment. Can you be quiet? Just continue watching, okay? With that, Yin didn't speak anymore, nor did she disturb him, who was busy with his college assignment. Yin fell into a moment of contemplation, her gaze fixed on the bedroom ceiling. She still wanted to lie down for a while. Her body felt unusually tired today. Shortly after, the sound of the bedroom door slowly opening could be heard. Oh, you're awake? Thought you were still sleeping. JK entered the room and sat on the edge of the bed, right beside Yin. Are you still sleepy? Yin shook her head slowly, showing no intention of getting up. What's wrong? Exhausted? Yeah, my body feels really tired, weak. That's because you haven't eaten. It's almost 8 p.m. Get up first, and then we can go downstairs to eat. Finally, Yin slowly sat up on the bed. JK, can you get me a drink? I'm really thirsty. JK immediately stood up and fetched a glass of water for Yin. All right, I'll go downstairs first. You can come down after washing your face. Yin nodded and prepared to go to the bathroom, while JK got ready to leave the room and head downstairs. 3 months have passed, and there has been no significant progress in JK and Yin's relationship. Surprisingly, Yin has been on 5 blind dates. Unfortunately, none of them seem to match Yin. The issue lies not with the men, but with Yin, who constantly compares them to JK. In her eyes, the men she meets are not far from those who are quick-tempered, bossy, and rough, although it's not entirely accurate. Sometimes there are men who are attentive to her, but in her view, JK is still more attentive. Some men are gentle with her, but according to her, JK is still gentler. There are those who are patient with her, but in her opinion, JK is still more patient with her. In essence, according to her, there hasn't been another man as good as JK who truly understands her. Until one day. Yin was on a date with Kai, a man she met through a blind date. They were watching a currently airing superhero movie. Initially, their date went smoothly as they enjoyed the movie. However, after a few minutes, the man started holding her hand, making Yin uncomfortable. As time passed, he became bolder and attempted to kiss her. Yin clearly refused, but he continued to insist. Why are you rejecting me when we're on a date? Why should I accept your kiss? Weren't you intending to find a partner on a blind date? Obviously, in your daily life, you're not attracting any men. Jerk, do you think I'm not desirable in my everyday life, which is why I joined a blind date? Hello, watch your words. Yin was genuinely angry, and she abruptly left the movie theater, abandoning the ongoing film. She didn't care about the movie anymore. She was truly furious and annoyed with that man. Kai followed her, attempting to catch up and apologize, but Yin was already furious. She quickly hailed a taxi and left Kai behind. In the taxi, Yin struggled to contain her emotions, a mix of anger and sadness. Excuse me, miss, where would you like me to take you? Please take me too. A few minutes later, Yin rushed into the restaurant, ignoring the greetings from the waitresses. She hurriedly entered the staff-only room, oblivious to her surroundings and unaware that JK was downstairs with his friends visiting the restaurant. Seeing Yin enter in such a rush without acknowledging anyone, JK felt puzzled. He noticed that Yin didn't respond to the waitress's greetings and seemed to head straight upstairs. Shortly after, JK's attention returned to his friends. All right, please enjoy your meal. It seems I have some business to attend to. I'll excuse myself for a moment, okay? With that, JK followed Yin upstairs. JK was curious about what had happened with Yin. Upon entering his workplace, he found it empty. Assuming Yin must be in his room, JK quickly opened the door. Seeing Yin sitting on the sofa with her head bowed. Baby, what's wrong? Hearing JK's voice, Yin immediately lifted her head and looked towards him. She quickly stood up, approached him, and hugged him tightly. JK was genuinely surprised. What was going on with her? However, after a moment, he reciprocated her embrace. Baby? Yin didn't respond. She continued to hug him tightly, showing no intention of letting go. His hands began to gently caress her head. Finally, after a few minutes, Yin began to speak, but still didn't release her hug on JK. JK, I want to marry you. I don't want to go on those blind dates anymore. None of them is suitable for me. Hearing Yin's words, a thin smile appeared on JK's lips. Oh, so now you're ready to marry me? Yes, only you. I don't want to marry anyone else. Where were you earlier? Just come back from another blind date? Yes, but from now on, I don't want to anymore. JK chuckled, finding Yin utterly adorable this time. Alright then, does that mean you're ready for me to make you my wife? Yin nodded within the embrace. Slowly, Yin released her hug. She slightly tilted her head to look at him. Yin tiptoed, wrapping her arm around his shoulder, and then directly pressing her lips against his lips. JK smiled and reciprocated the kiss. They shared a warm embrace while exchanging affectionate kisses. A long and loving kiss from both of them. Yin slowly pulled away from their kiss. JK smiled at her, while she immediately looked away. Yin felt embarrassed, realizing how aggressive she had been. Damn, she was too carried away. JK seemed to understand what was on her mind now. He chuckled, looking at her who now lowered her head shyly. Baby? As if returning to reality after JK's call, Yin intended to step back, but it was too late. JK had already held her by wrapping his arms around her back. Baby, you don't need to be embarrassed just because you kissed me. Didn't you say you were ready to be my wife? We will do more than this later. It's not just about a kiss. It seemed like her mind was now stuck in finding her reason. Yin couldn't think clearly, and now JK was still holding her waist. Their bodies were still close, while JK didn't divert his gaze for a second from her face, making it challenging for her to come up with a valid excuse. This time, JK took the initiative. He touched Yin's chin, directing her to look at him, then he slowly brought his lips back to hers. JK kissed her gently, full of emotion. Her hands, which had initially released his body, now unconsciously moved upwards, first to his chest, then to his shoulders, and again, she hugged him. JK tilted his face to deepen their activities. Yin admitted that JK was very skillful at creating tranquility in her heart. Right now, Yin no longer felt embarrassed. She was aware and deliberately responded to what JK was doing to her lips. This time, they did it for quite a long time, longer than the last time JK did it in the restaurant. Neither of them seemed willing to stop, especially JK, who had longed for this moment for a while. The sound of their heavy breathing could be heard between their activities, and yes, they enjoyed their kiss filled with emotions, love, and longing. But they needed oxygen to breathe. Finally, JK stopped and began to release his lips from hers. Their eyes were closed. Their breaths felt equally heavy. JK wiped her lips with his thumb, the lips he had wanted for so long, since the beginning. Now, he could kiss those lips freely. JK gave one more peck briefly before smiling at Yin. This time, I kissed you, so you don't need to be embarrassed anymore. Yin laughed softly while gently hitting his chest. JK just chuckled before finally bringing her body into his embrace. Okay then, I'll go back downstairs. Do you want to join? No need, I'll stay here. JK then went downstairs, while Yin chose to go up to the bed, lie down, and play with her phone. One afternoon, JK seemed to be busy playing with his phone. Suddenly, JK, it's been 4 months since that day. Why haven't you introduced any girl to us yet? Don't make me worry more. Mom, don't worry. I don't need to introduce her to you because all of you already know her very well. Is she Yin? Yes. Who else? So, are you two dating now? Yes, we're dating, Mom. Wow, I'm very happy to hear this good news from you, JK. Let's discuss your wedding with her family. Sure, Mom. Just arrange everything. Let you and her mother handle everything. The long-awaited day had finally arrived. JK and Yin's wedding was attended by many guests, from their parents' business associates to their friends. All the guests began to congratulate them on their happy day, including their friends. And yes, JK and Yin had to endure the teasing from their friends, especially a friend who, after a long time, finally realized their feelings. Finally, Yin, you admitted your feelings too. Poor JK has been waiting for you for too long. Okay, JK, congratulations on getting your dream girl. Don't rush things tonight, take it slow. V teased JK, who responded with a sharp and fierce gaze. V didn't care. He continued to show his cheeky smile to his two friends. Later that night, JK and Yin entered the hotel room where their event took place. The event was over, and it was time for them to rest. JK, I'll take a shower first. I've been sweating a lot wearing this heavy dress since this afternoon. Alright, you go ahead and shower. Yin immediately prepared her change of clothes and took them into the bathroom. After 20 minutes, Yin finally emerged from the bathroom in her nightgown, feeling refreshed. Seeing that, JK then entered the bathroom. Although they had slept together many times, and Yin sleeping in JK's embrace was something usual for them, tonight felt different. Yin felt nervous. How should she handle this situation? Finally, she decided to go to sleep before JK came out of the bathroom. She lay down facing away, trying to make sure JK couldn't immediately see her. After 15 minutes, JK had finished showering and came out of the bathroom just wearing a towel around his waist. His eyes focused on Yin, who was already sleeping with her back turned. JK then proceeded to open his suitcase and choose his sleepwear for the night. Once he finished putting on his clothes, JK went up to the bed, paying attention to Yin's back. He was curious if Yin was really asleep or pretending. Eventually, JK slowly approached and brought his body closer to her. Gently, he pressed his lips to her ear. JK knew that Yin couldn't stay still if she was awake. He had long known that her ears were quite sensitive. Since a long time ago, JK had been taking the opportunity to tease Yin by whispering to her ears back then, and the result was usually Yin immediately moving her head away. And now, indeed, Yin immediately opened her eyes and pulled away. Were you pretending to sleep? Why? Are you not ready for tonight? You can't be fooled, huh? Baby, why were you pretending to sleep? Are you nervous? I won't force you if you're not ready yet. Actually, I'm still not ready. Can we postpone it? Of course. I'll wait for you until you're ready. In the end, they both slept without doing anything. There was no husband-wife activity on their first night. They just slept together, embracing each other as usual. A few days later, JK was focusing on his laptop when suddenly he was surprised by a sudden kiss on his cheek. Baby, are you back from work? Yes. Yin answered briefly while still hugging him from behind. JK's current sitting position made Yin bend down to align their heads. Well then, I still have a lot of work to do. So what? Can't I hug my husband? Yin answered while whispering and occasionally kissing his cheek from behind, even kissing his ear and neck. Baby, what's wrong? Yin still didn't stop her activities. Are you intentionally teasing me? What did I do? I didn't do anything. Yin finally stopped but still hugged him, while JK seemed to continue typing on his laptop. Eventually, Yin released her hug from him and started walking towards his room. It's so sad to have a husband more concerned with his work than with his wife's kisses. In an instant, JK's fingers stopped typing. His eyes shifted to look at his closed bedroom door. JK sighed softly and then stood up, walking towards his room. He noticed Yin was already lying on the bed, playing with her phone. JK approached, lay down next to her, and hugged Yin from the side. Baby, are you on your period? No, why? You're very sensitive today. No, I'm not. I was just kidding, not serious. But still, you have to take responsibility. Responsibility for what? You teased me earlier. I just kissed you, nothing more. And you don't know how hard I've been trying to control myself all this time. Yin didn't respond. All the words that had gathered in her mouth seemed to disappear. Meanwhile, JK started to bring his face closer to her, kissing his wife's lips for quite a while. JK's kiss this time was more intense and demanding, and Yin started to feel a bit panicky. What did this kiss mean? Was it just a usual kiss, or did it have a different intention? Gently, Yin pushed his body as if demanding an explanation for her husband's intention. JK understood the meaning from her gaze, waiting for his explanation. Baby, I want you now. What? Here? Are you sure? What if someone suspects us later? They wouldn't dare to disturb. Now JK began to press his wife's body, silencing her with his lips, and this time, he even started to play with his tongue. Baby, I don't want you to refuse me this time. Finally, they did it. JK's long wait was fulfilled now, and he enjoyed his wife's body to the fullest. 30 minutes later, they both reached their release. Now their breaths were heavy. Sweat could be seen on their foreheads. Their intimate activities had just finished. Baby, thank you. For what? For what you gave me just now. Well, it's your right to have it. But I'm still happy because I was the first one to do it with you. I'm sorry if I hurt you earlier. Is this also your first time? No, I've done it with my ex. Huh, seriously? Of course not. This is also my first time. Baby, I love you. I love you too, JK.